of our Circle of Angels live Google Hangout. I'm going to shout a hello to Robin, who I see out there.
Hi.
Hello. So we're going to get ourselves started now. For those of you who, as you join us, I've put up the Q&A box. So as you come into and start watching the broadcast, feel free to post in the Q&A box any questions, comments, or even just the, hey, hello, I'm here, glad to be here kind of thing. I'm looking forward to joining all of you today on this live Google Hangout, because whenever we gather with the angels, it's always, well, it's always a good time. It's always something nice, relaxing, and, well, nourishing for everyone who watches. Taking people through a clearing, which is what we're going to do today, is it's a very therapeutic thing. We're going to be calling in archangels and actually having them clear our energy field. And that alone, if you've never experienced before, is something that for you can actually help you to feel lighter and more peaceful in and of itself. So anyways, whoops, I've got a kitty cat joining me, who I'm going to now take out of the way, because as cute as she is, we don't need her getting in the way of anything. So, see. So I hope the day's been going well for you, and there's been a lot of intense energy around it. I know I haven't been on quite as much doing my usual readings and things like that, because there's been a lot of life changes for me, and I know for a lot of you out there. So, what we'll do today hopefully will help with all of that, and I'm going to get started before I go into any kind of clearing meditation by calling on our archangels. And I'm going to pull an archangel card, as a matter of fact, to see who is, overseeing us today, and maybe they'll come in with a more specific message. But so I'm going to pull out my trusty archangel card deck here. And now for the clearing part, we're going to be calling in the archangels Michael and Raphael. Michael is the one who does the clearing of the energy field that helps us to feel better, and Raphael brings in healing energies. And I also offer time and space for if people want, specific individual healings. Usually not more than 4 people. I will send that healing to you as it ends up being like a distance or a virtual healing. But people do feel it. People have been on previous Hangouts. They do feel me working on them. And I relay any messages that I might get for you also during that time. So don't be afraid to step out if that's something that you're interested in. Just be mindful that this is a live event. It is being recorded. And so any message that I pass on to you is going to be, public knowledge. So, all right, so let's see what archangels overseeing our Circle of Angels event today. And I started this event as something to get people to understand, have an experience of angelic energies, okay? Because it really is an experience, and once you've had that experience, it becomes one of those things that becomes unmistakable to you. You know it's real, you know it works, and it allows us to call on the angels more often. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay. All right, so let's see. Everybody, as you're getting settled into watching, just get as relaxed as you can by taking some nice deep breaths and by allowing your body to relax and unwind. Now, there is a card that's jumped out already for today, for the theme of our circle today, and this is Crystal Clear Intentions from Archangel Michael. Okay, so, and the card says, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. So maybe what we can all do today is, if we have something that we're very clear, or we can ask Michael to help us get clear on that intention, but we'll use today's energies to sort of amplify it as we call in these angels to surround us. Okay? And let me pop over to the Q&A box, and I'll just see if anybody has any questions. All right, no one's there yet, so no worries. Let's check in with the chat box. Okay. I'm going to type a hi, everyone. And you can respond back as you like. All right, so let's everybody, while we're here, start to get into just a relaxed space. Take some nice deep breaths and just let your energy settle and have it quiet down. You know, especially if you've had a very busy, hectic week, or if there's been a lot that's gone on, anything that's made you uncomfortable or disrupted your usual calm and sense of groundedness and focus. As you take a deep breath, just be willing to let your body and mind quiet. Allow them to relax for just a few minutes, and help to get yourself into the space where you're ready to receive. Okay? This is one of the best ways to allow yourself to be taken care of, to be kind of, nurtured. All right, so we're going to call in Archangel Michael and Raphael and any other archangels we may need to be present at this time. For whoever's here watching this video live right now or after in rebroadcast. And as I call in these angels, I feel additionally the Archangel Raziel come in to be here with us now. He's the spiritual teacher, so there may be lessons for some of you who are watching today, important information that's part of your path. And we ask Archangel Michael to begin now to surround each and every one of us with his band of mercy angels. And as he's working on us individually, he's working on us collectively as well. Take a nice deep breath. Archangel Michael, we ask that you cut any cords of fear that may be attached to us, that may be draining our energies in any way. Take a nice deep breath. And just blow it out. Allow your body to relax. Allowing Michael to do all of the work for you. And as we take more deep breaths, I'm going to ask that Michael come in and begin to vacuum away for each and every one of us any negative psychic debris, escorting away any negative or lower energies or entities from anywhere around us, clearing out the rooms that we're in, residual energies from other people, places, and situations, allowing us to let go of any energies that don't belong to us. Take a nice deep breath. As many of you are out there, light workers, you're very sensitive, and there's a lot that's going on in the world right now. And some of us tend to be like a sponge. We really, soak it up. And it affects, or can affect, or spill over into our personal energy. So with the vacuuming, part of what Michael's doing is lifting and clearing away all of that, so that we can be more in touch with our true energy and be more grounded and in a more focused space. And so we ourselves can have our own spirit and our own energy nurtured. Archangel Michael, we also ask that you please now lift and remove any swords, knives, daggers, arrows from anywhere in our energy fields. Take a nice deep breath. And as we do this, what I sense is that a lot of you have been taking the heat for other people, maybe carrying some of their burdens, sharing them in a way. And Michael is literally, taking some of the weight off your shoulders with this. And it's as though he's literally pulling it off, okay? And that alone should help you to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit freer, okay? And I really get the message for all of you, and I know a lot of you already know this, but I get the "you are not alone" message again. And he's wanting you to know there's literally legions of angels that you can call to you to help you or to help the situations that you're involved in. And you can literally surround it with circles or groups of angels. Now I'm going to have Michael come and vacuum a little bit more, be a little bit more detailed in this vacuuming as he goes across your chest and into your body some more. Because when we have heaviness, it tends to sit over our chest area. Down into our abdomen, into our bellies. Clearing away the residues that may be there from any kind of heavy gut feelings or any illnesses that we may have had. Now, Michael's moving around to some of your backs. I'm literally vacuuming out up and down your back, up and down your spine, freeing energies that may be trapped there, all the way down to your lower spine, into your hips, and your lower abdomen, into your legs. Now, when I watch Michael vacuum or visualize him vacuuming, I literally see what looks like white or dark goop being pulled up and out. And you may see something similar. You may just see colors. He's going right down your legs there to your feet. And underneath your feet right now, if you've had achiness in your feet and your legs, some of that can come from standing in harsh environments or standing in some place you don't want to be. Oftentimes, the places that we're in can have a tired energy to them. And our body parts sometimes absorb some of that energy from that room. Michael's clearing, and that's part of what he's vacuuming away. So now that your space is clear, it allows you too to check in with emotions that may come up for you. And you can just simply ask, who does this belong to? It may not necessarily belong to you. And allows it to be cleared and lifted away. Now as we breathe, okay, Raphael now wants to come in because I feel his emerald green light and energy start to come in and surround all of us. Because many of you out here who are on live today and who are going to be listening to this after, many of you are healers. And you are really in the trenches. No matter how your healing work may, no matter what form it comes in, whether you're a formal healer or whether you are someone who, we all do various acts of healing, even just in the comfort that we extend to a friend. And in that regard, in that capacity, we do act as healers. So I know many of you are out there, you are in the formal capacity, but this goes out to other people who do as well. And just take a moment now as Raphael's emerald green light comes in and surrounds you to just breathe that in. Breathe in his light, and as you do so, it will go to all the areas of your body that may be in need of healing right now, that may be in need of comfort. Allow yourself to be just washed in this energy. Allow it to revitalize you, to let it fill you up if you in any way feel depleted or just strung out too much. I know I get the message that many of you are being guided to your next steps, okay? So many of you are ready to move on to whatever your next thing is. You're ready to start that new chapter for yourself, and it is time to move on and move into the new right now for you. Now, for some of you out there, that's going to involve some additional schooling. You're going to be taking some classes or maybe some certification programs. And again, I feel Michael's message come forward to all of you with just be clear in what your intentions are with it, okay? As long as you're coming from that place of knowing what your intention is with it, okay, you will be able to stay focused, and the universal and the angelic energies will support you in that, okay? I'm sending Raphael to each of you right now. And I really feel him, since usually I do individual people here, but right now with all of you who may be watching, Raphael is showing or directing me to send energy to all of your low back areas. And this is all of you collectively, okay? So just relax and allow that to be there for you. Focus your attention there, because that's where he's showing me to go for all of you. Now, if you've been dealing with financial concerns in any way, any fears of around, money, supply, if it not being enough, or just how the flow is going to continue to you, sometimes that worry and fear can show up in that low back area. Now down in your hips, some of you are getting this energy sent down into your hips, into your legs for strength and support. And now it's sliding all the way up your back, onto your shoulders, and again, whisking away any burdens, any concerns that you may have been carrying. And right now, actually, what they're giving to me for all of you is some balls of light, okay? And it's a golden ball of light, and it's being put right into your shoulder area and your neck area, okay? And it's expanding and slowly making its way down your torso, your upper body, your abdomen, your hips, your legs. And I get the sense that it's increasing your vibration, okay? It's giving you a little spiritual boost, as well as providing some additional purification. And it's also helping you to move forward into the next area that you're going to be moving into, okay? It's helping you to take those next steps and to have more of a sureness, a sense of knowingness. It's enhancing that about knowing what your next steps are and what this new area is for you. It's also urging you to, as much as you can, completely trust, okay? Trust where you are being guided to, all right? It is our nature as human beings to kind of question everything sometimes. I do it all the time. I'm sure you do too. Yeah, we get a hunch or a sense or a feeling, and we're like, oh, but is that the right thing? Or is that just my wishful thinking or what have you? But they're urging you to trust that inner authority and that inner knowingness that you have. Take a nice deep breath for me. And I'm just going to ask what else they want to convey to you, as well as there's any questions that you have that you may want answered, or if there's any specific healing need that you have at this time. Go ahead and put it in the question and answer box, or put it out on the group chat, and we'll address that. Hi, Kathleen. Okay. All right, so let's do, somebody's asking for their pet, for Luna. So we'll send some extra healing energy. And, I know this goes out to all of you people, but yes, this is inclusive of your pets if you have them. I'm happy to do that for them because I'm an animal lover too at heart. So let's send some healing energies. And any of you out there who want to can join in this and add to it as you like. But we'll send that out to Luna. Now, Luna is very much a lovey kitty and looking for attention right now. And She is soaking up this energy. She's a little adventurer, Luna, and but she's also getting older. She's an older kitty, and she's beginning to feel some of the aches and pains in her body. Almost like she's a little bit pre-arthritic for a cat. She's going to be taking some long naps because there's something that is just wiping her out. And yeah, I also feel with her a bit of a, I'll say it's a little bit hyper. It's like a combination. She's very tired. She's wiped out, and she's going to be sleeping a lot. But yet, there's this neediness with her to be out, to be in it, to be doing something. So she's feeling. I truly feel like Luna is feeling her age these days. MSM. I'm not sure what MSM is, but if you could clarify that for me. Oh, possibly, yeah. I mean, we're sending to her some healing energies that should help her a bit. But she, if it's an anti-inflammatory, then it would definitely help her. I also get like tuna or tuna water would be good for her. You know, there's some tunas that come with a lot of water. They're packed in water, not oil. And something in the tuna would be of help to her. Maybe it's the omega-3s. But, I mean, she is also just getting to be an older cat, so some of it's going to be inevitable. And I also get there's an herb that you know of that would be calming to her. I know they have some that are specially designed for cats, and that would just calm her energies a bit. Because she gets pretty frantic is what I get about her. And I know she stays out sometimes for a long time outdoors, but part of the reason she does that is it's very grounding for her. It is calming. Okay. What else do we want to put out there? All right, I'm going to give Luna back to you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to see you back on the air here.
I was here. Yeah, she's sleeping right now, and she is pretty frantic. So I will. There's a series of herbs called Anaflora, both for humans and for animals. And I've been looking at the book, so I'll find her something to calm her.
Okay.
So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, I'm just picking up some messages from some people who have been on the Q&A, and I see Michelle there. So, Michelle, I got your note, and so we're going to send some uplifting energy out to you next, okay? And we'll see if Michael or Raphael has a message for you, absolutely, okay? So, all right, so let me tune into Michelle. Michelle. Now, I want to say for everybody out there, okay, for people who are watching it live now or in rebroadcast, there has been a lot of intense energies around lately, okay? I know I've been deeply affected by it. You know, even those of us who are healers and who do this kind of healing work, like what I'm doing with you today, okay, we have been feeling a lot of this very intensely. We're really having our buttons pushed hard, okay? So you're not alone. If you have been feeling drained, depressed, we're almost like being forced to work through a lot of the, pardon my words, shit, crapola that's sitting there, anything that hasn't like come up, it's being brought up, and we're being kind of forced to deal with it and process it, okay? So let's call on our angels as part of what we do with this, and we'll send some to Michelle here, but they're also sending it to all of us at the same time, okay? Because they really do want to help us process this stuff, okay? Michelle, I sort of get this sense of a boyfriend or a boyfriend issue there. It's as though there's somebody around you who's very also depressed or very low in their energy, okay? And for whatever reason, it seems like you don't have enough of a buffer from them, okay? Okay. Now, Michelle, I've got some energy being directed right around your heart, okay? That chakra, both front and back, your heart chakra, because it does feel like you are doing some very deep processing, honey, okay? I want you to just breathe for me. Also feel there's a mom present here with you, okay? And Raphael, I feel he's the message that he's giving you is that you're pushing yourself really hard. And it may be that you're trying to be there for everybody, and what he's showing to me is that you're being very hard on yourself, and perhaps maybe putting a lot of pressure on yourself, okay? And he's urging you to give some of the situations that you've been dealing with over to the angels as much as you can and detach from them. There's definitely need for like nurturing and self-care on your part, for some quiet time, like away from people. In fact, let me pull from the Raphael deck for you. I brought this out today for all of us. What message do we have for Michelle? Okay. All right. The message that came out was sobriety. And this doesn't just mean, sobriety from alcoholism. It could be, if you have addictions of any kind, or real attachments to food, substances, people, things like that, okay? It involves an element of recovery and having that clear space around you. When people detach or become sober from alcohol, then they slowly remove that from their system so it isn't affecting their mood and energies anymore, okay? I don't know, it feels to me like if you have a real strong attachment to something, it's things that are sugary. Like, it's kind of like what I have. If I have an addiction, it would be sugar. So I also feel attention drawn, Michelle, for you down to your low back and your low belly area, okay? And it does feel as though your low back area has been super achy. So they're sending lots of healing energy in there right now. And slowly bringing it up to your solar plexus, and up, 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 up your back. Okay, helping you maybe stand a little straighter. Now, they want you to know that you are very gifted, okay? And to have faith and trust in those gifts. It is time for you to shine, okay? And when we get ready to step out there, okay, to be available to greater numbers of people, whether through the teaching of a class or a platform like this, um, we really do have to, we aren't always able to respond as much to the many of the personal demands on our time and attention and energy, okay? So I feel like they're urging you to detach a little bit. Doesn't mean you're not going to be there for people when it's truly important, but in this case, in order for you to move forward and step really into your light and it being time for you to shine, if you're going to be helping greater numbers of people, you can't be being pulled in 5 directions. So anyways, if this makes sense to you, if you have any feedback about that, please just go ahead and post a comment or something about it, and I'll be, or if there's anything you want maybe more specific information on. So we have lots of angels out here watching us today. Welcome, Marianne. And Marianne has requested some as well, so I'll be happy to share with you, Marianne. You're such a kind, loving soul. Thanks for being here today. All the way from Australia. That's what I love about these live Google Hangouts, is that we can reach people all over the world, okay? So Marianne, I'm going to tune into you right now, and I'm going to move off from Michelle. I'll ask Michael to cut the cords so I don't bring Michelle along with me. Okay, now let's tune into Marianne. Marianne, I feel like they're helping you in like a process of amping up your power, okay? Actually, my hands are going to your head, Marianne. Feels like you have a lot going on in your head, going through your head. You're such a love. You're such a doll, okay? Um, I do get that you bring a lot of joy to people, okay? And I feel Joseph, there's almost like almost like the biblical Joseph working with you, okay? As you work with other people. You also, I'm drawn to your heart and your upper back and brushing off your shoulders. There's almost this sense that you maybe even have been feeling a little bit dizzy lately. I feel like that there's a lot of earth changes in and around the Australian, continent area, New Zealand, and I feel like it's affecting you in maybe your sense of balance at times, and that there may be these periods of dizziness or vertigo going on. Um, I almost feel as though you yourself are trying to help, like, the earth stabilize in a way. Because I feel like you're such an ocean lover, and you love being by the water, by the sea, and there's so much going on underneath the sea at this time. So if you've been having those little spells, it's not something you're eating. It's not some person that you encountered. I also feel like there's a lot of ley lines in and around where you are, and so you're being affected by some external, like earth-based kinds of energies. Okay, and who wants to come in with you? Let's pull a archangel card for you. Marianne, I'm going to pull an archangel card for you to see who. I would say work with Archangel Ariel. She's the one who immediately comes to mind for you. But, okay. I have for you Jeremiah, okay, coming out saying all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you'll soon understand. So, as I mentioned earlier, they're trying to amp up your power, and you're moving into a new area, a new arena yourself. Not necessarily a literal move, as in a move of location, but spiritually moving into the next arena for you. So there's going to be, there's shifts and changes going on around you. They are affecting you physically, but there's other changes going around you in your relationships and perhaps work environments. You're needing to get out there too as a teacher, because I know you're in ATP as well, and they want you to know that your classes or something that you're offering is going to go fine. Okay, I don't know if you have any concerns or worries about it, but it is going to fill up, and people are really, really going to like you, and they're going to want to learn and continue to learn from you. Okay, so that's why he's in here. He's like, don't worry about making this transition. Everything's going to be fine. It's all going to be good. Okay. So, all right. With that, I'm going to move. I'm going to put my blessings on you and move on to, let's see, Deb. Hi, Deb. Deborah Bowen is on here with us today. And Deb has asked, she wants to know if any of the angels have any messages for her. So let's find out, Deb. Let's see what archangel is working with you today. Okay. Who do we have working with Deb? All right, nothing's jumping out right now. I'm just going to relax a minute here. Deb, even though there's nothing spilling out from the archangels, but as I was shuffling, I feel goddess energy with you. Like and it feels like there's grandmother energy around you. Okay. Almost as though there's a group of grandmothers from spirit that works with you, through you, and helps you in your work. Okay. I don't know if right now if you work with the elderly, but I feel like that's an area that you may be coming into. Okay. Okay. Robin got Isis, but okay. Raziel is popping up again. There was one that finally jumped out of here. All right. And this, I think, it's for you, Deborah, as well as for a lot of us. There's says, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So for a lot of us on here today, we're moving into that next level of learning, as I mentioned earlier. And, Marianne's stepping up to a new level of power. Deb, I feel as though you're coming into a new aspect, a new application. It's sort of like a variation of something that you've already been doing. Okay. And as I mentioned a moment ago, I feel like you may be doing some work with elderly, okay, or starting to get into that. Um, you're going to be encountering a lot of old souls, okay, and I mean you're one as well, and but collectively you're working together, and I also get Uriel working with you, okay, because you're bringing light and you need to shine light in certain areas that have been, well, they need light shined on them. It's as though you're bringing light into areas that haven't, are really needing it. They're really needing the awareness, and it hasn't come in there yet. And you and other people. Um, Now, I don't know that you're necessarily working with these as actual people in the physical world. I feel like it's an energetic thing, this collective group of old souls that you're working with. There's no name to the group, but I think you feel them at times. So that's really interesting because I do feel like it's very specific work that you kind of elected to do with this group. And I feel like you do a lot of it at night. When you're sleeping, you're doing a lot of astral traveling. And so if you're feeling a little tired and sluggish during the day, I'm not surprised because you're doing a lot of work at night. So Uriel's adding some extra light to you and helping you to bring light to these situations. Raziel's helping you to step into this next level of understanding for you. And I also feel that at times there's going to be times when you're almost like shifting. You feel yourself in both realities, and sometimes you might be here, obviously on the earth in physical reality, but sometimes at the same time you're kind of elsewhere too. Now I have Robin's asked if she could make a comment, so by all means, Robin, if you want to pop into the video part of the there. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt but I was getting a very strong message as you were saying all of that.
Okay.
So what I got was, and Deb, I don't know if this is applicable or not, but I feel like one of your life purposes, because you got the old people, Pat, I got it as souls traveling.
Okay.
And it was actually a coast-to-coast radio show, I don't know, it was a long time ago, about a woman, because as you kept talking about it, this is what popped into my mind. There was this woman who, during her dream time, that's when she worked.
Mm-hmm.
And she would help souls to pass over.
Ah, okay.
She was bringing the light. So when you talked about Uriel and bringing the light, she was the person who would guide people into, the next world, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
So I also got that in doing so, Deb might also be taking their stories. I don't mean stealing their stories, but kind of be enriching her own knowledge by their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of being a record keeper of some sort. So I do see, when you were saying about sleeping, I do see it as something that she does in her sleep as she's astral traveling. She does help counsel these people that are crossing over.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Cool.
Okay.
In addition to that.
I'm going to mute now. Thank you.
Well, Deborah did say because we know Deborah's Glammy Witch, and she said then she does work with the Council of Grandmothers, so that's a confirmation. Thank you, Deb. So, all right. So let's. I'm going to pull some other cards for us as a group and see what additional messages that we get for all of us. Because we are in this time of Mercury retrograde, and um, I don't know if there's any full moons or new moons coming up anytime soon, but let's see what their message. We call upon the archangels, for those of us who are in attendance here and for those who are on rebroadcast, for the messages that we may need, for the archangels that are working with us. And again, Raziel pops out for spiritual understanding. Raziel, what do you wish us to know? What message do you have for all of us who are here today? What energies do you lend to us? What do we need to know? What he's showing me is new gifts, or telling me is I get new gifts, okay? So each of us are going to be discovering new gifts that we have. Or, they may have been gifts that were already there, but were kind of latent that we're going to be discovering. They're sort of being, I often find that as the angels continue to work with us, there are new things that come to light, new abilities, things that they're almost like unfold in layers. So I feel like this is what he's talking about with the new gifts, okay? It's going to seem to us to be new, but what he's assuring me is that there are gifts that we already have, but as our vibration increases, it's going to seem new to us, all right? So it's time to bring them to light. They might be very new and very different, so we're going to have to educate people about them a bit. But they are important right now, okay? And I also feel like he's urging us to trust where we are in our path right now, even though, it's felt like rough seas lately, and it's been very intense. He wants us to know that we are weathering the storm, okay? And if we need additional sort of umbrellas or something a little bit stronger than an umbrella to help shield us, then to be sure to call upon additional groups and entities for shielding. Now, I'm reminded again that it is kind of like this high noon, so there are also the darker shadows that are almost seem to be equally as strong right now. They're like screaming even louder. And so there's even, negative tendencies in people that were prior to now kind of latent that are coming up. Okay, we see it as volatility in people. They may, we're seeing it in the shootings that we've heard go on. We're seeing it in just these bizarre events that happen where people kind of go postal. Okay. And we may even see it in ourselves, where we find ourselves getting aggravated, intensely aggravated, and really angry over something that we might have had our cool about before. So let's take a deep breath around that one. So he's reassuring us that we are weathering the storm. Take deep, calming breaths right now. And allow ourselves to be bathed and nurtured. I feel pink light surrounding all of us right now, which allows only love in and love out. As we breathe, I feel them sending nourishing energies to us, helping us and wanting us to know that there's peace, that we are loved. And being guided. Let's see. I want to call on goddesses for a minute because of that loving, nurturing, feminine energy, and many of us out there are just that. Whew. This one came flying out. You saw that. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. I feel like what they're showing us with this card is that we're at the height or in the midst of that transformation. The one that many of the tribes and the other spiritual teachers have been talking about for so long, the coming change in consciousness. It's like we're in the middle of that shift where it's started. It's in motion, okay? We are the ones who are here assisting it. A lot of us really do know that. So, it's kind of like being in the midst of the labor pains, if you will, okay? So, I feel like this card is a reminder of that. We are, up until now, we've been kind of like the caterpillars crawling up. Well, now we're going into the chrysalis, that time of, weaving ourselves in that cocoon so we can make the change and transformation take place. And that's a big change and transformation. So, the intensity we feel is very real. And that's why there's so many of us that are here now doing this work. They need it. We are the legion that is needed at this time. So we are kind of working in the trenches, but it's a reminder that this transformation is here now. It is upon us. We are in the midst of it, and to hang in there, okay? But it's bringing along great blessings, not just for us personally, okay, but it is helping to establish and helping the roots, or helping the consciousness of the greater consciousness of peace and goodwill to take root, okay, and to establish roots. So now there's a lot of people that are in personal transformations that don't understand it, okay? And part of our work that we're here to do is to help people understand the changes that they're going through, okay? And how to embrace those changes, to help them to understand the energies that are taking place right now, all right? I feel Archangel Michael come and be with me here right now as I'm expressing that. And it's like he's right behind me with his hands on my shoulders as an additional, protective guide, as he is there for all of you as well, and to be called upon, okay? Because there's a lot of strength and courage that can be imbued in you as well as me, as well as all of us, and those we encounter by working with Michael. And what I'm getting from him right now is really, he's giving us courage, and I hear that not to be afraid to speak up and speak your truth, okay? Now, and I even hear him say, don't worry about offending someone, okay? We're not speaking obnoxiously to people when we convey and share these truths. But sometimes some of us are worried about, oh, am I going to, I know I'm always worried about the impact of what I say and how it's going to affect people. But I feel strongly that he's urging us to really speak up and just call it like it is. It's always helpful to have, the right words, and I know they can help you with that. but he's urging us to just, I want to say, tell it like we see it, just telling it in a nice way. Like I said, I know none of us out there are obnoxious or rude or anything like that. We do the best that we can with it, but he's strongly urging us tonight, right now, to speak up about truth. And I know that's one of the things that I always ask them for is, show me the truth about other people, about myself. What's the truth that needs to be conveyed in this? All right. I'm kind of scanning a little bit here to see if there's any other comments that have come in. Right now, they're surrounding our little group here and bringing in additional light. So let's just take a moment and breathe that in. Breathe it in. We'll all breathe it in, and we'll all send it out and expand it. Archangel Michael, please help to shine the light on situations that may be in darkness. Help to lift the negativity. Help us to be of service when and where we can, and to pay attention to the guidance that we've been given. Michael, help us and assist us in lifting the negativity from people's minds and hearts. Helping us to bathe the earth and the cosmos in the light. And helping to protect the earth and its inhabitants. Now, I get a sense for us all to send a little bit of light energy from us. And I know there's a country by the name of Ghana, or an area by the name of Ghana on the earth. I don't know what's going on in that area, but it's calling for some extra light, love, and energy from all of us. I also feel like they're urging me to tell all of you, I know you do work with people individually, and I even see that Ben from Daily Archangel here saying this is a message for him that it was the right time to return to YouTube. Yes, Ben, we need your energy too. But also to spend some time, a little bit of time every day or each time you think about it, sending energy out to the earth as a whole, light out to the earth as a whole, to help with the transitioning process, okay? And yes, Deb got the persistence card from the Archangel, the Master deck, so we need to be persistent about that. Oh, boy. So imagining the earth in the middle of our circle right now, sending light and love energy to the earth and all of its inhabitants into the area of Ghana. All right. Now I want to reach out to all of you to see if there's anything that you want to, anything else you want to share, either on the Q&A or there's a chat box there. If there's anything that you felt because whenever I've made circle, and even as a live event that I do at a venue, um, then I always invite people to share. So I want to invite all of you to share anything that you may have gotten, either for yourself or for somebody else in the group, or a message that needs to go out to people who may be hearing this. And I will be happy to pass along that. Because I know all of you are incredible light workers. Oh, someone had Ben. Okay, thank you, Ben. Said one of your best friends is from Ghana. So you are welcome. Do you know if there's anything going on there right now in that country? Oh, welcome to Ayana. Hello, Ayana.
Hello.
Did you just come on?
Oh yeah, I was just came on. I was just interested in the conversation.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go over to the chat.
So what is this circle about?
Oh, we called in the Archangels for healing energies and messages for people. That's what it's about.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
All right. Oh, Marianne's saying New Zealand. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were from Australia, but you're from New Zealand. Okay. I stand corrected, Marianne. Sorry about that. Oh, boy. And Kathleen, you said you felt sadness when I mentioned Ghana. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything in the news, in the the mainstream news. But as I was getting the message for us all to send, light energy out to the earth and all of its peoples, I felt called to Ghana. And it's not a commonly known country, I don't think, but I felt drawn to there. What about you, Robin? Did you get anything on that? I know you're muted. Unmute yourself.
I looked it up on CNN, and they lost to the U.S. yesterday. I don't think that's bringing about huge sadness in soccer in the World Cup.
No, I feel like this had to do with some kind of event that's either going on there or about to go on there or that we're about to find out about.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, but there has been a lot of political unrest in the country. So most likely you're getting something that's upcoming.
Yeah. And I just heard something about that this morning, not Ghana specifically, but just, a lot of times we sense things like just before they're about to happen. We don't know what necessarily the event is, but we pick up on the energies of it before it's about to happen.
Right, because time space, there's no time space when we're working intuitively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben from the Daily Archangel just affirmed what you had said. He said, not entirely sure what's going on. His friend lives, here in England where he is, but he said Ghana surprised everyone by drawing the World Cup against Germany. But he also says, sending energy out to the earth is important, and I urge you all to do it. I worry about the planet, nature a lot, and it's important we look after it. Yes, definitely, Ben. That's agree wholeheartedly. So I feel like there's something that's about to maybe erupt there. I hope I'm wrong about that, but that's why we're sending some extra light and love there to maybe lessen perhaps whatever it might be. And it's always, if anything happens like that in any part of the world, I mean, everyone who suffers a tragedy or of any kind needs to know that they're loved and supported, and to feel the love of other people in the world. So we're sending all of that out to them right now, and to the world itself. I mean, there's stuff going on all over the world in all countries, and we visualize the angels and the legions of angels that I was talking about earlier surrounding the earth. I know they've guided me at times to actually ask them, because we know we have to ask in order for them to intervene, to help actually like lift and intervene in situations where supply is blocked in certain areas of the world. And they don't necessarily always give me the specific areas, but there are some areas that maybe it's in third world countries or maybe other areas where the material supplies that they need for just their basic needs are being blocked. And I was guided by Mother Mary once to ask them to help lift and remove those, so that the supplies can get to the people who need them. Okay. Now we all know when there's a tragedy in an area of the world, the Red Cross often comes in and provides supplies as well as whatever emergency aid is provided by that country. But this is something outside of that. There are just sources of supply that need to get into children and need to get to people who need shelter, for different things that may not necessarily always be in the mainstream news or media kind of thing. So do you feel that too, Robin? Or?
Well, I mean, in many countries, even though the Red Cross is very quick to react, if there's political unrest, the food is being held by the politicians and being given only to certain people. So that's probably what you're picking up on. So even though there might be enough food, the people that really need the food aren't getting it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but that's kind of what Healers Without Borders is about: is sending light, sending love, sending this energy to people who are in places that are in crisis.
Yep. Okay. Oh, Ayana Deb Bowen says to say hi to you.
Oh, hi.
Cool. I'm just reading through some of the questions that have come in or the comments. So let's see. Yeah, this is the fun part of Circle where we share, information and messages or things that we've gotten. So that's why I put that out there to everybody.
What I got was, and you touched upon it, Pat, is that we're transforming right now, and that it can be kind of scary for people that don't understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It can also be scary to light workers, because as you raise your vibrational energy, you'll find that literally some people don't even see you. Or if they do, they don't hear you. They don't hear what you're saying. There's no real recognition, and that can be a little jarring at times. But it really is kind of the separation of the two paradigms. Like, we are moving into a different paradigm, and and we're all doing it at different rates. So some of us are a little bit farther ahead than other people. And and some people will choose not to shift at all, and that's okay too. So that's why I think there might be some misunderstandings. You talked about misunderstandings, and flare-ups. It's because people are doing this shift, and some are staying, and some are going, and some are going faster than others.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to be really patient and offer as much loving kindness to ourselves and everyone around us.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree with what you're saying.
Now I pulled up because I think what we all use in all of this, because this is our circle, so I'm going to call on the daily guidance from the Archangels cards, because that's what a lot of us are looking for, and a lot of us really need at this point in time, is that daily guidance. And also that daily sense of comfort and kind of knowing that we're on the right path, that we're doing the right things, following our intuition. And I also have these lovely little, these healing angel ones from Tony Carmine Salerno. So I am going to ask for all of us here who've been watching today, and who's going to be watching in rebroadcast, what is the daily guidance? What can we do on a daily basis what can help us and nurture us on a daily basis. Aha. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Stay heart focused. Heart chakra, and it literally says, love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being, attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. Okay? So, I know, I know some people mentioned on the comments and stuff about helping with negative people that might be around us. And I don't know about you, but my first instinct, if you're around someone who's negative or, is to cover my heart. And I literally do it with my hands. I'll be like, oh my goodness. But, and that's what she's doing in this image. But even if we have to retreat from other people to be by ourselves and get back into that heart space again, I feel that's part of what they're showing with us. The daily guidance, what we can do on a daily basis is take those little 5-minute meditations and get back into a heart-centered space. Because that's where our peace is. And I know one of the archangels that we can call on for that is not just Michael, but Zadkiel. Zadkiel works in a way to clear out our heart I think she said like a chimney sweep. And he's very quiet, Zadkiel, and he's also an angel of love and forgiveness. And he can help us to get back into that heart-centered space, okay? So, and as we're working with people, it's important to be sitting in that space and not working from necessarily the logical or the mental place, but it's our natural reaction to protect ourselves from vulnerability, okay? And yet, as we're, helping each other through this time, that is, in fact, what we need to convey is our vulnerability. And what our angels are letting us know in this message is that we can be, very real, be open with people and have it protected, to stay protected, okay? Like, let them do the bouncing work, in other words, okay? Oh, wait a minute, let's see. So we need to stay heart-centered and even send, love out to those people that we consider to be negative. Now, and when I speak of doing that, sending love out to people that we consider to be negative or not people we would normally hang out or associate with, I'm speaking from a place of using love as a force, not just a feeling, because love is a force like gravity or electricity. It has an effect upon things, and it can literally change the experience that we have of something, but also because, and maybe many of you already know this is a confirmation for you that, when people are rude, when they're insensitive, when they're not compassionate, when they behave in ways that are just brutal and awful towards other people, it's because they don't have any love inside them. If they did, they'd be able to share that, okay? So we need to spread it out from us. So that's one of our daily guidances, is stay heart-centered as much as we can. Stay open-hearted. I know it's not always easy. Remember our innocence. It says, beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth. This is a wild, this is not an easy one to remember. They're coming from a loving space and remembering that everyone is innocent and guiltless in truth. That's not always an easy. I will honestly admit, as much as a healer and light worker as I am, I have trouble with that sometimes. But it says, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. Yeah, it's Again, having to do with staying centered, grounded, and peaceful as much as we can, and to go to the lengths that we need to bring that in. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take a moment and read some of the comments that came in. Ben at Daily Archangel said, something about the tyrant Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe springs to mind. He needs to be stopped, and the people of Zimbabwe helped and saved. So we'll send some energy to Zimbabwe. Thank you, Ben. Oh, okay. Marianne at Akashic Inspirations. Marianne, you want to know if there was a message for her? Okay. All right, Marianne, we'll tune into you. I don't want to leave you out by any means. Okay. Marianne, Akashic Inspirations. All right. I'm just trying to tune into your energy, Marianne. Thanks for joining us today. I feel, again, I feel your practice growing, and you being called, into like teaching and service by more people, or being asked to speak in front of different groups. You have a very easygoing, very genial manner about you, and that's what people really like. They're very drawn to it. You also have a very caring motherly energy about you. I mean, I know that because I've seen you on one of the Google Hangouts. So, along with Deborah. So I know you were the translator in that event, but I feel you in the capacity of helping those you're teaching to understand, the messages that they're getting. Okay. I feel there's part of you're helping to hit people to hear them better, to hear their messages better. You're working with them energetically in some way, Marianne, to help them hear their guides' messages, their angels' messages better. Okay. Or actually, at least more clearly. Okay, because they're getting confused. So, because I know that's how you acted in that when you were there with Deborah. You were kind of the translator of the message. So I feel like you're going to be working with people energetically to open up their spiritual hearing, their clairaudience. Okay. And helping people to expand their knowing of spirit and how spirit works with them. Okay. Let's see what Archangel is working with you. I'll pick a card for you. I get cards everywhere. All right. What Archangel do we have working with Marianne? Oh, okay. He's popped out again, Raziel. Because, you're acting in a teaching capacity, and Raziel is the teacher of spiritual concepts, okay? He does help us to get to that next level of spiritual understanding ourselves. But when we're in a capacity of teaching other people, he also helps us to help other people. I know he's helped me many times understanding, difficult esoteric or spiritual concepts through metaphor. I would get like a download of a metaphor of, that makes it simpler and easier to understand. So where you're stepping into that capacity, I feel like you're being called into it. I don't know that it's necessarily something that you've gotten the idea to do yourself, but I feel like you may be called into it. And so, and maybe him who's calling you into it. So he's coming in there to help you as that teacher and find ways of helping to. But he works with symbols, he works with energy, and that's how you're going to be working with people as well. And this is an individual work. I know you work with Deb, but this is something that is completely just like you doing it on your own. Okay. So that's part of the message that I get for you, my dear. And I'm going to check in here. If you can feel free to post any comment about that you like. Let's see. These comments that show up in the Q&A box, they don't always necessarily show up in like chronological order, which makes it kind of funny to work with. Let's see. Cool. Anyways, so it's about 2 o'clock, and we've been on for about an hour and a half or so now. So I'm gonna wrap this up for today. If you guys have any final things you want to post, feel free to do so. But I want to thank all of you for being here and joining us on this Circle of Angels. And I hope you've received some blessings from it. I know I certainly have. Every time I do one of these, I get very charged by the energy and having all of us here. So, and I do find too that there's a lot of light workers who, people who are in this profession, we're all here doing the work together that show up for these because they need to receive too. So, anyways, I want to thank all of you for joining me today. In this time, I want to thank you for sharing your light, your love, your wisdom, and may we go forth and continue to spread the light and the love and the energy. And if you have any other feedback after this, after I end the broadcast, please feel free to post it on the event page or send me a message at angeldivination@gmail.com. And of course, if you'd like any personal session, I'm happy to do that for you as well. So, anyways. Thank you all once more for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you all here on YouTube again sometime soon, maybe on a live hangout that you're going to do. So I wish you all many blessings. Take care, everybody. Much love, light, and peace to all of you, okay? Take care for now. Thanks for joining.